Episode 2. Hi, I am Lumi! In a quiet and beautiful forest, the morning sunlight gently fell on the leaves, little birds sang in the branches, and sparkling dew still rested on the grass. Lumi walked along the forest path, bouncing happily with his little bag. Lumi felt especially happy today. As he walked, he looked at the flowers, the grass, and the little butterflies flying around him. As he walked, Lumi suddenly stopped. In the grass beside a big tree, a soft yellow light flickered gently. Lumi blinked, walked closer slowly, and carefully parted the grass. In the grass lay a tiny stone curved like a little moon. It gave off a soft yellow glow like the calmest moon in the night sky. Lumi's eyes grew wide. Wow, it's so beautiful! He gently picked up the little stone. In his hands it glowed softly and lit up Lumi's face. The more Lumi looked at it, the more he liked it. He lifted it higher and held it up to the sunlight. The yellow glow and the sunlight met and shimmered into even lovelier colours. He looked around. The forest was quiet and there were no other animals nearby. Lumi whispered, "There's no one here. Maybe it doesn't belong to anyone." He really wanted to take it home and place it beside his little bed. After thinking for a moment, Lumi gently placed the little stone into his bag. "I'll just take it home for now," he whispered to himself. Then Lumi kept walking. But this time he didn't feel as happy as before. The wind rustled through the leaves. Lumi looked down at his little backpack. A faint yellow light shone from inside. He reached out and gently touched the bag, feeling something strange inside his heart. "I found such a beautiful little stone. So why don't I feel happier?" Just then worried voices came from not far away. Hearing the voices, Lumi stopped at once. He quietly moved closer and peeked from behind a large rock. It was 3 little animals searching anxiously at the edge of the woods. A little rabbit searched through the grass. A squirrel ran around the tree roots, and a tiny firefly flew in worried circles. Lumi walked over gently and asked in a small voice, "What are you looking for?" The little rabbit looked up with worried eyes. "We're looking for a little stone that glows yellow." Lumi's heart gave a little thump. The little squirrel quickly added, "It's not an ordinary stone. It's the firefly's favourite stone." The little firefly flew lower, speaking in a tiny voice, almost ready to cry. "My grandmother gave it to me. I carry it every night. It makes me feel less afraid in the dark forest." After hearing that, Lumi froze. Slowly he lowered his head and looked at his bag. So it wasn't a stone that belonged to no one. To someone else, it was something very important. Suddenly, Lumi's heart felt very heavy. Lumi stood still without speaking. Inside his heart, 2 thoughts began to argue. After a moment, he finally gathered his courage and slowly opened his bag. Inside the bag, the little yellow stone glowed quietly. At once the animals all looked toward it. Lumi asked softly, "Are you looking for this?" The moment the little firefly saw the stone, its eyes lit up at once. That's it, my little stone!" Lumi carefully held out the little stone with both hands. But as he did, his voice grew even smaller. "I'm sorry. I found it in the grass. At first I thought it was so beautiful, and I wanted to take it home. But when I heard you looking for it, I understood that it was very important to you. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have kept it." Just then the little leaf on Lumi's head began to glow softly. The little firefly gently took the stone and held it close. Once it was back where it belonged, the light seemed even warmer. The little firefly whispered, "Thank you for giving it back to me." The little rabbit smiled and said, "You were brave to bring it out and tell the truth." The squirrel nodded. "Yes, in the end you did the right thing." Lumi slowly lifted his head in surprise. "You're not angry with me?" The little firefly flew in front of him and gently shook its head. "You gave it back and you told the truth. That is something wonderful." As Lumi listened, the heavy stone inside his heart seemed to grow lighter. Just then, Lumi's mother came walking along the forest path. She looked warmly at Lumi and the little animals. His mother knelt down and gently patted Lumi on the head. "Lumi, thank you for telling the truth. It's normal to like something beautiful. But if something is not yours, you cannot take it just because you like it. What matters most is that when you realized it was wrong, you chose to make it right. That shows you have a kind and honest heart." Lumi asked softly, "Mum, was I very bad just now?" His mother gently shook her head. "Doing one wrong thing does not make you a bad child. What matters is whether you can admit it and make it right." Hearing this, Lumi's eyes slowly brightened. His heart felt warm, as if sunlight had entered it. Suddenly the little leaf on Lumi's head glowed once again. All the little animals smiled happily. The firefly held its little stone and spun in a tiny circle in the air. Then the little firefly gently touched the stone, and a tiny yellow light floated out. Like a miniature moon, it drifted toward Lumi. Lumi looked at the tiny yellow light with wonder. He smiled happily, but this smile was different from before, because he had found something beautiful. Now he was happy because he had done the right thing. His mother took Lumi's little hand. The sunset light gently fell across the forest path. The rabbit, squirrel, and little firefly waved goodbye. Lumi turned back and waved too. Lumi called out, "Goodbye! Next time if I find something, I'll first think about whether someone is waiting for it to come home." His mother smiled and said, "That's right." Lumi bounced happily on the way home. The wind drifted through the trees and the leaves whispered softly. He knew that what was truly precious was not the glowing little stone, but the kindness shining inside his own heart.